Avalabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Bracha Janaranjana Yashodanandana Bracha Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jai Jai Shishi Radha Madhava Ki Jai Shishi Palat Lakshmi Singhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Okay, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Where's everybody? Yeah, that will be our topic today. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, and therefore I speak English because nobody speaks German here anyway. We're reading from the 4th canto, chapter 4, verse 8, I guess. Oh, Dean is here. Dean speaks German. Huh? Yeah. Verse 8, right? I don't see the board. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we have it. Oh, sorry. Okay. Saudarya samprashna samatavataya. Saudarya samprashna samatavataya. Matra chamatri svashri bishcha sadaram. Matra chamatri svashri Matra chamatri svashri bishcha sadaram. Datam sapayam varam asannam chasa. Dadam sapayam varam asanam chasa. Nadata pitra pratinandita sati. Nadata pitra pratinandita sati. Saudarya samprashna samartavataya. Matra chamatri svashri bishcha sadaram. Dadam saparyam svaram asannam chasa. Na datta pitra pratnitnantida sadi. Okay, it's all yours. Taya samprashna samatavattaya. Saudaya of her sisters, Sambrashna with the greetings, Samata proper, Vartaya tidings, Matra by her mother, Cha and Matri Svashribi by her aunts, Cha and Saadaram, along with respect, Datam, which was offered, Sapayam, worship, adoration, Varam, presents, Asanam, seed, cha, and sa, she, sati, na adada, did not accept, pitra, by her father, apratinandida, not being welcomed, sati, Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Although she was received by her sisters and mother, she did not reply to their words of reception. And although she was offered a seat and presents, she did not accept anything, for her father neither talked with her nor welcomed her by asking about her welfare. Purport. Sati did not accept the greetings offered by her sisters and mother, for she was not at all satisfied by her father's silence. Sati was the youngest child of Daksha, and she knew that she was his pet. But now, because of her association with Lord Shiva, Daksha forgot all the affection for his daughter, and this very much aggrieved her. The material bodily conception is so polluted that even upon slight provocation, all our relationships of love and affection are nullified. Bodily relationships are so transient that even though one is affectionate towards someone in a bodily relationship, a slight provocation terminates this intimacy. Om Agnanati Mandasya Knanan Chanashlakya Chakshu Midam Yena Tasmai Shigrave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stabidam Yena Bhuchale Swayam Rupakaramayam Dadati Swaparandikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Although she was received by her sisters and mother, she did not reply to their words of reception, and although she was offered a seat and presents, she did not accept anything, for her father neither talked with her nor welcomed her by asking about her welfare. So, in the class yesterday, there was a nice point made about Lord Shiva. Who remembers what point was yesterday made about Lord Shiva? And this made him what? Made him what? What Mataji was made a statement. He's the ideal husband. He's the ideal husband. And I would go even a little further, because he is not only the ideal husband because he gives protection, he is also the ideal ruler. Because protection is not only that women need protection, men or all jivas actually need protection. Because the jiva by nature is prakriti, meaning female. So even a man needs protection. It's not that in the Netherlands only the women feel safe and protected. When she made this comment, I was thinking, only in Netherlands you can let the police walk around without guns, or because 95% are anyway stoned. So I don't know if it anywhere works, but it is like, if she said like that, then. But it's a thing that all citizens are feel safe and protected. Right? Also, even the man, or so therefore needs an ideal ruler who gives protection. Don't exploit the citizens. Don't rule over them by forcing them in something. That's not protection, that's force. And Lord Shiva, we always hear the statement that he is the ideal Vaishnava. Because if someone is a Vaishnava, meaning if somebody is completely pure Krishna conscious or God conscious, or as stated in the scriptures, Vasudev conscious, meaning he is always, what does it mean when we say somebody is God conscious or Krishna conscious? How does it look? Why we are here? Why we are here? What is our Amira? Why you came here? To become what?
And to learn how to say, to become more humble and learn how to say.
Okay. Who else? Dean, why you came here? To fix your mind on Krishna. Okay. Brian? Become more happy. Okay. Murari Gupta Prabhu, why you came to the devotees? Because they have the best food. Because your ex-girlfriend became a devotee. Okay. Shyamakund. Yeah. Okay, deeper meaning. So for meaning, why you came? Because your parents were. They always dragged you around. To always think of Krishna. Okay. Okay, Mataji. Why you came? Learn something new. Okay. Prabhu, why you came here to this temple? To know about yourself. Okay. Okay. Gopi Gita. Was? Try to serve Nrsingadev. Okay, so we all have a motivation why we came here. But if we boil it down, it's always good to understand what was our motivation why we came here. And do we get this? Do we get this? Is it fulfilled why we came here, or are we still waiting for the moment it is fulfilled? But some of us, or according to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, we come here to become Krishna conscious. Right? As Prabhu said, to always think of Krishna. Right? But, that's quite artificial in the beginning. But who can think always on Krishna? No, we can't. And that's quite normal. It's normal for us to not be Krishna conscious. So if we look at the position of Shiva, what is Shiva? What he stands for? This is what he became, but why he stands for. And when you look at the three gunas, for example, why he stands for which guna? For ignorance. So why can it be that Shiva is standing for ignorance, and at the same time Vaishnava Dada Shampoo? He is the greatest Vaishnava. That he always thinks of Krishna. That he is always in Krishna, in God conscious. How can that be? So when the universe is created, what appears first actually is a lump of matter, or the Mahatattva, in one sense. And this Mahatattva is completely full with everything. And out of this, what happens then out of the Mahatattva? What happens? It expands properly, and then you have the universe. What's happening in the universe? Yes, but what is then in the universe? What we have there in the universe? First of all. Yes, an ocean. An ocean. And on this ocean, what happens on this ocean? Some guy is laying down. Yeah. There's Kabudakashai Vishnu, right? And he's laying. What he's doing? Huh? He's in deep sleep, in Yoga Nidra. And when we in deep sleep, what happens to us? Huh? We in Tamaguna, yeah. We in Tamaguna, exactly. We may dream, but this is, okay, we come later to this. We in Tamaguna, first of all. We in Tamaguna. And the same way, when Vishnu is in his slumber, in his sleep, he brings the element of Tamaguna, of ignorance. Everything what exists has to come in some point in the universe. So God is perfect in everything. So he comes with this element of Tamaguna in deep ignorance. Right? And when you have, for example, matter, you say, okay, pure consciousness you can compare to pure clean water, right? And matter you could compare to earth, right? So two different things. The one is completely liquid and pure. The other thing is completely solid and dirty, right? When you bring these two things together, what happens? Mud. Yes. Why mud? What happens? Yes, this two things, they're mixing together, and then you get this mud. Everybody in the morning can remember this when we apply tilak. We make this mud and applying it with mantra. So this pure water, when it comes together with matter, becomes polluted, right? And in the same way, when consciousness comes together with what? How the consciousness become polluted? Huh? Why it comes in contact with matter? You're right, but bring it into one word. Huh? Yeah, but why Jai Shishi Palat Lakshmi Singh Dev Bhagavan Ki Jai? Why we want to be attached to something? Huh? Desire, exactly. Desire. The desire comes in this tamagun. There is one thing, is desire. The ignorance is basically based on desire. And everybody has this desire. Krishna has desire. Therefore he comes into the world. Or he brings desire, this element of desire into the world. Right? And so this desire can go in two directions. Obviously, what is this? The two directions. desire for my own happiness, gratification, whatever, and desire for others' happiness. Now we can boil it down into lust and love, right? Love is to make somebody else happy. Lust is to make myself happy. So, but when in the moment this desire appears, of course, the Lord has also desire. But the point is, because He is God, even if He has desire for Himself, so it's pure desire. Because when the Lord desires something for Himself, who is the supreme pure, then of course also this desire is pure. But the Jiva, having all these qualities and having also desire, having consciousness, but when we compare it again to matter and spirit, or to how matter comes in existence, the Srimad Bhagavatam says there's one element who mixes it all up. We have the different senses, we have the different material energies, and then on top of it there's one element what mix this all. What is it? Time. Yes, time mix this all together. Now time is such a strange thing, because actually time doesn't exist. Time does not exist, not for us, not for the Jiva, either for the Jiva, either for the Lord, because we are all eternal. And only when we come in contact with matter, we get polluted, the time factor plays a role. Meaning, when you bring water and mud together, and then you have muddy water. But what happens when you bring the element of time? It separates again. Yes, so time clears it out. And in German we say, die Zeit heilt alle Wunden. Time heals all wounds. Meaning, with the time, things get, how to say, leveled somehow. So, the mixing factor between in desire, together with the element in desire, what separates material desire and spiritual desire is what? We have time and matter. What is it then in spiritual sense? What is the basis of love? And the borderline between lust and freedom. I just said it. Between lust and love. Right? It's freedom. And this freedom is given to us, because without freedom there would be no question of love. Right? So this freedom has to be developed, or we have this freedom so that the desire can develop. So each and every one of us comes with all these different elements, especially with the desire. Desire is in us, in the soul. The soul has desire. It's part of it. Right? It has love and it has desire, and it gets freedom. This freedom is the borderline to choose in which direction I wanna go, in which direction I wanna place my desire. Do I wanna place the desire to make myself happy, or do I place the desire to make somebody else happy? Right? And in the moment where we decide, no, I wanna make something else happy, that's a sign of yes, but between the two, lust and love, what is it? Yeah, sign of love. So in the moment I want to make somebody else happy, that's a sign of love, of selflessness, that I care less for myself, that I care more for others, that I'm giving. I want to give, I want to serve. That's a sign of service already. And this is also a sign of the jiva, to give, to make somebody else happy, to serve somebody. Right? So the more we develop this desire, then the more we become selfless and want to serve others. Now we getting the information when we come in contact with this philosophy, we get the information that the most sublime desire is what? To make Krishna happy. Yes. But that's of course not so easy. Therefore we come in this process of sadhana bhakti, what we follow each of us every day, because our desires are not completely in line with the desire of the Lord, or the spiritual master, or the acharyas. So it's an elevation of desire to a higher consciousness and a higher desire, that our desires completely in line with the desires of Krishna. And this is actually why Shiva is such a great, wonderful Vaishnava, because although he makes this whole process out of ignorance, makes this transformation of his desire to serve, to give to others, to become completely in line with the desires of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord puts him in this position, right? Because he can be the one who basically gets everybody in. Shiva, even atheists can worship Lord Shiva. You see this quite often if you go to some Goa party or something like that. Mostly you find a murti of Lord Shiva. Even in some dark circles, they are quite well with Lord Shiva. See, even in where is it? In Bern, in Switzerland, where they make this. They have a machine there. It's a gigantic machine, and with this machine, they want to create antimatter. That's quite a thing. What we would say, not possible. Because it would mean you create a spiritual world. But somehow or other, they have the plan, they have the idea, at least, to create antimatter. And on the entrance of this institute, they have a huge statue of Lord Shiva. Of the, when he made his dance of destruction. Hello? What exactly? Should we listen to this, or can you stop it somehow? This is how it clicks in, eh? Ignorance. Yeah, when you put matter and antimatter together, what happens? If you really open this door between matter and antimatter, what happens? Right? Everything is gone. It just neutralizes itself. It would be, if this really is achieved to the last extent, then they would basically destroy everything. You even cannot speak about destruction, because nothing would be there anymore. Anyway, I don't think humans are possible of opening this gate, but they have a deity of Lord Shiva there. So Shiva is the Lord for everybody. Even the ones who worship ghosts and demons, They are under the rule of Lord Shiva. Therefore, he takes them on. Shiva is so great that he takes them on. As Mataji explained yesterday, he took the hala hala and kept us in his throat just to save the world, right? And therefore, Shiva is such a great devotee because he is completely in line with the desire of Krishna. So, and this is what we try to train ourselves, to be completely in the line of desire of Krishna. Basically, now we have to force ourselves to think of Krishna. We have to force ourselves to be Krishna conscious. But when the more and more we develop the desire to serve others, and in the end to serve the Supreme Personality, the Supreme Will, the will where everything rests on, then we are becoming more and more in line with the Supreme Desire. And we don't have to force ourselves to think of what Krishna want to do. It's just coming, we just a medium. Like Srila Prabhupada, he was just a medium of the will of the Lord. So and therefore he could say, I see Krishna all the time. I have darshan of Krishna all the time. He speaks through his acharyas. He speaks through those who are completely in line with the desire of the Lord. There's no difference. There's no selfish motivation. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada was called the living Bhagavatam. Right? Because this is basically all the teachings are completely visible and manifested in the pure devotee, who is completely in Krishna consciousness. So of course we don't have this, but to understand how consciousness actually develops out of the desire, this is very important for us then to understand how we progressing, that we understand we have a goal, that we understand we have somewhere to go to. So each and every jiva comes in this world with all equipped with all these things, with all these possibilities, right? But the desire has to be purified. Each jiva has a desire, but this desire has to be purified by the element of freedom, right? And therefore we learning how to become Krishna consciousness, how to purify our desires, how to separate our water, pure crystal clear water consciousness from the muddy consciousness of material contamination, to make myself happy, right? And so Shiva, he fulfills all of this, and because he gives completely freedom to Sati, as Mataji also explained yesterday, he give her the freedom, he give her the knowledge. He says, you will not be happy there. It will be a disaster. You will be so disappointed. And all material things, all desires, what she could have, what she maybe in the end had, in the beginning had. She saw all these airplanes coming through the sky. She saw her relatives and in-laws coming to the great party. You hear there's a great party, a great festival. Everybody goes for Nrsimha Chaturdashi. All the devotees, they're writing on Facebook and wherever they're writing, we will be there on Nrsimha Chaturdashi. You also get a desire to go there. So she had a desire to go to this great yajna, this great party, transcendental party, done by her father, by her family. And of course she felt quite still part of this family. So I have to be there. How I can miss it? All my sisters are coming, right? And there will be so much talk, so much happiness. That was her original desire when she saw the airplanes coming to the yajna of Daksha. But when she came there, as we hear out of the verse, all the desires were fulfilled. She got a seat. Her mothers and sisters, they spoke to her, and they were quite excited to see her again because she was the youngest. She was the pet of everyone. Das, in German we say das Nesthäkchen. The youngest daughter. Everybody thought probably, when you are the youngest daughter, Gopikita, you were the youngest daughter, everybody thought she is cute, or so, everybody loved her, and everybody was happy to see her. And she got presents. She got everything. Her desires actually were fulfilled. But was she happy? No. She was very frustrated. Why? Because her father was... Rosemary? Yeah, because the father actually did not greet her and welcome her. So everything else, every material desire, what she could think of, was fulfilled. She was there, she was on the party, she had her nice dresses on, and she got presents. Probably not just, some, some package of peanuts or whatever. Basically, royal in this time, great presents. But one thing was not fulfilled, and this was the emotion what was blocked from her father, the emotion of love and how do you say it here? Affection. Her father didn't want to give it to her. Why? Because she was related to this Lord Shiva. And this is quite something, because it was not Sati's desire. She didn't marry Lord Shiva out of her own desire. Was basically an order from above, even above Daksha, was an order from Brahma. So she could not understand how her father acts so strangely to her. Right? But she used her freedom. She had the knowledge. Shiva told her, this is what happened. But now I give you freedom. I be detached. And this is basically what happens in the whole universe. The Lord God gives us the freedom. He's detached from our love. Although he's hankering for it. He's looking for it, for a slightest turn toward him and say, Lord, I want to serve you. Lord, you're beautiful. Lord, is supreme beautiful. Please help me. When the son for many years the son could go away from his parents and could even forget his parents, could not even think of his parents anymore. They are far away. Sometimes these two old guys, whatever, But when he faces difficulty, immediately he will remember, who solved my problem in the past? There were these two old guys. And after so many years not coming in contact with his parents, he would just make one phone call and say, I'm in trouble. And the parents immediately will stand on his door and say, we solve your trouble. Is it? Parents would always do that. They're just waiting for the kids to turn to them. So the same for the Lord. He's just waiting. He's just waiting for a little call out of our pride that we come and say, I need help. Hello, somebody out there? Right? And immediately the Lord comes and says, yes, I'm here, I'm waiting for you. Then the singer, if he's waiting, he says, come on, tell me your troubles. Sometimes when you go in Gologadam on the altar of Radha Mother Mohan, you come to them with your troubles and you think, they're so beautiful. They're so immersed in their lila, they're so beautiful. Just let them be, don't bother them with trouble. But Nrsingadev, he's waiting. He is troubleshooter number one. He's just waiting. Say, come on, tell me. Tell it all. I help you. Right? And therefore we need humility. We need humility to say, sorry, I'm bankrupt. My material life, I'm bankrupt. I can't do anything anymore. I try to hold everything. I fixed all the holes that the water doesn't run out of my cup of life. I tried it, I made another patch, but still fell off. I can't handle it anymore. Can you please help me? And immediately he comes. So but this is our freedom until we use our choker of freedom, our choker of, you say choker? You have something when you have in the card games, you don't, joker, So till we play out this card of our freedom, to use up our freedom to give to the Lord, He lets us just use our freedom for ourselves. Freedom is something. I keep my freedom. Freedom! Or, like this, I've been looking for freedom. Like in the 80s, there was this song, David Hasselhoff. I'm from this time. I hated it. Anyway, so, that's the greatest gift what you get. I got freedom. The children, they're waiting till they are 18 to get what? Freedom to do what? Huh? Yeah, but what they pay for the nonsense. What we all paid for our nonsense, what we did. We paid with our life. It's like a deal with the devil. Yeah, you get your freedom, but I get you. Right? So this freedom is the greatest gift, but it's the greatest enemy as well, if we don't understand what it is. And if we give up our so cherished freedom, everybody is looking for freedom. And that's the most private thing. I can do whatever I like. If we give it up and give it to the Lord, saying, now, this 2 free hours, I have 2 free hours. When somebody gives you 2 free hours, 2 hours of free time, what are you going to do, Sanjay? Okay, when you get 2 hours of free time, what we gonna do? Yeah, exactly. But maybe somebody else comes in the mind and say, oh, 2 hours free time. Let me watch a movie. Let me go to the cinema, or let me go to the gym, do something for my body, Or 2 hours on Facebook, watching reels. Huh? So, but if we say this 2 free hours I sacrifice and chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, that's a sacrifice. That's a sacrifice what we're supposed to do every day. Right? But still we holding back. I can give 2 hours to Krishna, and in the same time I can manage to be 2 hours on Facebook, right? The one hand feedback, other hand my mobile. We can do that, right? But when just that we try to connect with the Lord, even if it's just he knows, okay, he's only half giving, he only gives one hand, the other hand he still holds back. The Lord sees it, and the Lord accepts only this one hand. Right? So this is what we have to develop this. We have to develop our relationship with Krishna. At one point, we have to become serious in our spiritual attempt. Not just doing some yoga, not just doing some meditation. No, we have to see what is the source of all yoga. What is the source of all different varieties of tastes in this world, of all different desires? And we have to come to this point, to this person to say, okay, when he's the person who stands behind all of that, then I should basically or probably should make a relationship with him. And this is what we're training here. And I want to basically conclude with that. It was a little bit philosophical, where I try, to come around to see how desire come with the jiva, as matter comes with creation, and how consciousness is polluted by desire, and when we want to get out of it, how we come to the state that we purify our desires, bringing them in line together with the desire of the Lord. So I know that's just some philosophical, firework or whatever. The real thing is if one really applies it in life. And therefore I'm here. And I can't do this by myself. So I need your help, I need your support, and I need your tolerance of my faults and misconceptions. And I'm begging you, please be merciful upon me, because you're all devotees of Lord Gauranga, and Lord Gauranga is the most merciful. So please have mercy upon me and give me the chance that I can stay in your association and purify my desires. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Okay, so I don't think you will agree with everything what I said. There's one devotee told me in the beginning, if there's no questions, it means your class was so boring nobody listened to it. No? Or you made everything so clear that there's no questions left. I don't think my class was so clear, so I think I didn't hit the point for you. Oh, there comes one. Someone squeezed the question out. Put the microphone to your mouth, otherwise you cannot. It doesn't work. He decided to be Vaishnava. Well, Shiva is not a post what you can obtain, because Shiva is actually a manifestation of Vishnu himself. Therefore we say Sata Shiva. So he is, it's basically Vishnu when he goes deep down at work. When you say Krishna, okay, Krishna is, as we said last time, Krishna is actually playing in his Goloka Vrindavan, is completely private, has nothing to do with business. As soon he walks out of Goloka Vrindavan, he puts on his business suit, Shankar Chakra, disc and lotus, and then he is in his business suit. And he goes to office, managing everything. But when he goes directly, the different things how he manifests in matter, but let's say there's a problem with the sewage system, the mud system, or the abwasser, how you say, drainage system, and he goes directly in to fix it. We should not bring our mobiles to the class anymore. When he really goes in to fix it, then he becomes Shiva. So you cannot really say, this guy who fixes the sewage system is is the prime minister of the country, you know. But in one sense he is. Therefore we say you can, it's like Vishnu and Shiva is like milk and yogurt, because out of milk you always can make yogurt. But out of yogurt you never can make milk again. So it's not opposed. Everybody is said, every jiva who drops in the matter first obtains the post of Brahma. You know, and some of us, maybe they were Indra before, the king of heaven, you know. So these all posts can be obtained by jivas, although there must be special jivas to fulfill, you know, to get in such a post. But Shiva, you cannot obtain this post. No one of us can become Shiva. Some philosophies, they try, but it will never work. Because, as Prabhupada always makes this point, you know, when comparing to say, because Shiva drank a whole ocean of poison, therefore we can smoke marijuana, or something like that. You know, no one can drink a whole ocean of poison. Maybe you can drink it, but probably you will surely die. But Shiva, because he's a yogi, he keeps the poison, still does, here in his throat, Nilakanta. So who can do that? Go down for prasadam and have the khichdi. Don't swallow it, keep it here. See how long. Yeah, was this the answer to your question? What was the question again? Because his desire is completely in line. He is Krishna in one sense, right? And therefore, the order of Krishna is completely in line with Shiva. You know, material energy is basically what? Is Prakriti, right? Is the female part of Purusha. I mean, female is always, you know, everybody, when female we think of man and woman, but actually that's Purusha and Prakriti, that's a whole system. The Purusha is who collects all the service, and Prakriti is who gives all the service. But to be Prakriti, the Purusha has to give first Prakriti the ability to serve. So who's serving whom? It's like I say in the morning, I wake up Nrsingadev, right? True? No. He wakes me up that I can wake him up. So who's serving whom? So Purusha is the one who holds everything, even the capacity of complete service. And Prakriti fulfills this role. It goes into a role to fulfill this. Right? We don't have freedom, although we say, we fight for freedom. We don't have freedom, it is given to us. So therefore, Shiva is basically, he is the Lord, he gives this all. And when he comes into the material world, he becomes Shiva. The Prakriti becomes what? Durga, yeah. But what is Durga in the spiritual world? Yeah, Radharani. So the more thicker it becomes, the more the conscious is polluted by matter, by desire for oneself, the more matter becomes thicker. You know what I mean? The more we want to be in rule over material nature, as Prabhupada always says, lord it over. We want to lord it over. The more we become entrapped in matter. And that's our misfortune. And the more we come out of this, we bring our desires back to be in line with the universal desire. Let's put it like that. Then the more we come out of it. And Shiva mastered this. She was the master of this. Therefore, Shiva is completely in ecstasy when he hears that Krishna appears in Kali Yuga as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Because this is all what Shiva is desiring for, having love and devotion, and in this way connecting his service back to Krishna. Even Shiva cannot do that in that role. So he has to take the form of that. The Lord has to come in his form as Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and he brings Sadashiva with him as Advaita Acharya. So everything is there. Everything is in the Pancha Tattva. But that's very esoteric. That's very esoteric to grasp. I can't. Okay? So, thank you very much. Now we go to the most important part. I guess all the brahmachari is already there. Go for breakfast. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Grand Raj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.